Welcome to this video covering some of the highlights of the Device42 1805 release. Today in this video we'll be showing you a brief demo of these four features here on the page. In addition to this, there are some other smaller features and bug fixes included in the release, and I'll talk about those near the end of the video. Okay, first up, we've got some changes to the Insights Plus initial user interface. So one of the things we discovered as we've added more and more out-of-the-box dashboards to Insights Plus, and especially as we're preparing to open this up to allow customers to build their own dashboards, we needed a better way to kind of organize those dashboards. So now, as you click into the Insights Plus button here on the menu, you're going to see, instead of the previous kind of tiled view of existing dashboards, you're now going to see a folder structure here. And we've organized all of our out-of-the-box dashboards into three main categories here, as well as a folder for imported, and there's a folder for advanced reporting reports, which I'll talk about in a minute. So as you would expect, kind of click into a folder, opens up the dashboards below, click on one of those, and it will bring you to the dashboard. You can continue to have access to that navigation here on the left side. That folder structure can close, collapse and open that, fairly easily. One of the other things we did on the back end, in addition to this UI change, is we enabled caching for the Insights Plus dashboard. So you'll see a lot of them performance much better than you may have in the past. One other thing we did as part of this this feature change is we ported over a majority of the advanced reporting reports that existed in that tool within the product. Really, we're trying to set up Insights Plus as kind of the go-to reporting tool for all of your needs, and this was part of that transition. So if you're using any of the out-of-the-box reports and you haven't made changes to them, those will now be available here under the advanced reporting folder. I think about 90% of the ones that were over there were migrated. In addition to the fact that they're now part of the Insights Plus platform, you'll also see some of the benefits of the caching and just some of the general performance benefits of the Insights Plus platform as well. So if you've edited any of those previously, you're going to need to wait a couple releases until we have the editing functionality available with Insights Plus to kind of mirror those changes. But if you're using the out-of-the-box advanced reports, I would encourage you to come over to Insights Plus and look at their equivalent. The next new feature is also an enhancement to Insights Plus, and this is our email reports and alerts feature. So here on the Insights Plus page, if you go up to the top right, the email reports link up here, give that a click, and this will bring you into getting a view of any of the reports that you've set up. I'll just edit this one here, existing one here. And so what this allows you to do is, on a regular schedule, pick one of the Insights Plus dashboards or charts and automatically generate that report and email that to a person or multiple email addresses. So in this case, you've got a report name who owns this specific report schedule. The schedule here, I've got every week on Wednesday at 1:30 a.m. A few other settings around log retention and timeouts. And then here on the right, you select exactly what do you want to generate on this schedule. So in this case, I've picked a dashboard called Communication Risks, and the notification method today, email, is all that we support, and who I want to email it to. So when this executes every Wednesday at 1:30 a.m., this person is going to get an email with an image of the dashboard as it was generated at that time in the email, and then a link to connect back into Device42 if they want to view that dashboard in live and interact with it, drill down into data, and so forth. In addition to entire dashboards, you can also pick an individual chart, or what you might call a widget on a dashboard. You select the chart that you want to select, and then in this case, you've got options for a PNG image or the raw data that was used to generate that chart. We can't do that with dashboards because you could literally have dozens of charts within that dashboard. This is data that isn't necessarily related, but at the chart level, we can generate a CSV. Same thing, an email goes out. That CSV or that image file would be attached, and again with a link back to the actual dashboard or chart within the system if somebody wants to get further information. Now, similar to this, we also have the option of alerts. The actual action that is taken is very similar in terms of, we'll start here on the right with message content. You pick a dashboard or a chart, add the notification method, which would be email and the address and so forth. What's different about an alert from a report schedule is that these are triggered on specific conditions within the system. So if you look over here on the right with the alert condition, select a database, and then you would enter some SQL that the alert is triggered if this SQL is true, or it is smaller or larger than this number and so forth. So maybe a simple case of, I want to monitor for any time somebody adds a new resource to AWS. So I've got SQL that is saying anything that is added new in the time frame that I'm looking at, go ahead and send me a dashboard of all of the new items in my report. Something like that's a simple example, but something like that. Then once you've determined the alert condition, now you set a schedule for when that alert executes. Basically, that SQL executes and we compare the results. So if you want to do it every hour, if it's something that's dependent on a nightly discovery job, doing it more than nightly wouldn't make sense. But that's how often we'll check to see, is this trigger alert condition true? And if so, go ahead and do the action over here in the message content. So again, nice new feature, very similar to capabilities we had with advanced reporting. Now bringing this over to the Insights Plus. Okay, this next feature is pretty straightforward, but handy. So I'm going to go to Discovery Remote Collectors and look at the list of RCs that I have deployed here for this system, select any one or multiple, and now I can go to the action menu and reboot the collector remotely. Something that previously you had to do by going to that device and actually restarting the service, you can now do this remotely. So the last feature I'm going to talk about is another one that's pretty simple to show, but can save you a ton of time, and that is the bulk archive option. So if I go to the All Devices page and take a look at the list of devices I have, select a handful of devices here, and now from the action menu, I can do a archive. Where previously you had to archive one device at a time, you now have the ability here through multi-select. So typical scenarios, you would use the filters to select the set of devices that you want to archive and either individually click them or select all, and then select this option from the action menu, and it will go ahead and archive all those for you at once. So that's all we're going to cover today. As you can see from this list here, there are a number of other features included in 18.05 as well as some bug fixes. So I'd encourage you to go check out the release notes that can be found on the blog on our website. Thank you for your time and attention. We look forward to your feedback. Thank you.